What job did your wife have?
That's personal.
Okay.
Uh, she worked hard for 35 years. Some things you can't relate to.
Do you remember who lived on Park Street?
Do I remember who lived on Park Street? Um, Dating back from the time that was first there, or date back to the time that the little church was over there, and this church wasn't here, and St. Luke wasn't over there, and it was a little bitty house and stuff like that. No, I don't remember.
In your lifetime?
In my lifetime, don't remember.
Okay. Then what time period did you live on?
Oh, no,
Jamie,
changed
we asked you to
those.
skip that section, remember?
What was it like growing up or living in Champaign-Urbana?
It was interesting. It was a big town flavor and atmosphere. Everything to a point ran smooth until certain political figures come in and want to dictate and direct the flow of traffic or how it ever went. It wasn't for me to say who was in control or who was trying to take control or who is in control now, if there's anybody in control.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy it just like I enjoy it now. It has its up and downs. If you're going to give a person's poison, you expect that person to do weird things. And at the time, the influence on Champaign-Urbana black community was to not so much as poison the people, but to satisfy them. And sometimes you overindulge in one way or another. And what happens is that it gets out of control. There was a lot of killings here, a lot of stuff that goes bad, political, both here, there, influence ran tool or influence of different communities.
Could you tell them what time period you're talking about? Just remember, these are young ones.
Huh?
Could you explain what time period you were talking about?
You mean for the present day? Anywhere from 1949 to 1995. That's the period I'm talking about. The Reconstruction period, or what they call it, the Renaissance period, that started basically in 1995. The Renaissance period is, well, let me get back to the other times that, as I said, there's a lot of corruption or whatever it may be. To a point, if you didn't deal with it, if you try to keep your nose clean or whatever it may be, or move wherever you want to do out of the direction of fire, because you know if you see fire, you turn around trying to avoid it because you don't want to get burnt.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, if you see water, you don't want to drown either. So like you had to move. And the thing is that sometimes it's a good move, sometimes it's a bad move. It just depends on how the outcome of life is. I had a lot of friends die. I say because alcohol, booze, radio stations, TV stations, religion, all kinds of factors. Police involvement, as I said, all kinds of factors from every direction you want to look in. From medication to, from the local medication description placed out on First and University to Walmarts we have today. That's what I'm saying today. A Walmart will be a Renaissance period. The other part would be, they used to call me when we did the wall, primitive. Well, they told me my type of art at that time was primitive.
Mm-hmm.
You make a suggestion, say like Walmart, and you say, well, Walmart, hey, you can serve a lot of people, but it all depends on whether or not people want to be served. Instead of a First Street. getting back to a renaissance we have today. For example, they have pictures on the walls here that are printed off, I guess, in a way that it could be passed from church to church or business to please the eye of that beholder who wanted to hold it. That's good. But if you have your individual who designed that and want to keep a copy for themselves, then to a point it's bad because he doesn't want to share it with everybody else, and everybody else to a point will get mad. Now, the mural over here, and getting back to the mural over here is just like those pictures. You could take and you put it down on a table and you could print it off, you could write it and draw it and do whatever you want to, and you could hang it on your wall. Or you can go outside, take that same piece of paper and go outside and do it and draw it and hang it outside. So you got a copy inside and a copy outside. So you say, well, like, is Mother Nature going to take over one way or another? Which one do you think survived the best? The inside drawer or the outside drawer? Well, you take that same paper to the outside and bring it inside when the weather's bad. Well, you say, well, a lot of people ain't going through that effort. But if you care about that piece of paper, you would take it from outside, that individual would take that outside paper and bring it inside, and maybe if he feels like it, take it back outside when the weather's good.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, all depends on whether or not you got the idea, or whether or not you want to use the idea, or whether or not you want to become primitive, or you want to become up to date and use the cell phones or the cameras or whatever. No matter how you think it, and you're getting paid for it.
Where did you go to for entertainment, to like shop or eat?
Any place I want to get champagne about, as long as I got the money. I can, and feel comfortable about it. And if I don't feel comfortable about it at that time, say when school starts up or when school is in process, I don't go out there and eat everywhere I want to go. I don't do that. Because people get too busy, too fast, and cook their food fast to satisfy the inflow of 60 or 70,000 people to come in this town that fills this town. And sometimes you don't know what you eat. So I let my wife do my cooking in those years. And then again, I had a McDonald's this morning. Hey, I ain't saying, hey, you know what I'm saying? Whether I'm saying, hey, that McDonald's is something to be dealt with on an economical basis of whether or not, as I said, I worked in a soybean mill and oil refinery, or how you cook your French fries or your potato tots or whatever, or your hamburger. It's all good if you're hungry. Well, it is. Yeah. Anything else I can add? No.